Hey guys, welcome to The Vibe, covering new trends in fashion and culture in China and around the world every day, Monday through Friday. We start off today with a magic number 970 degrees Celsius. It's the temperature needed to melt bronze, and it catapulted men from the Stone Age to the Bronze Age. And bronze holds special meanings in Chinese culture. In our four-part special series, we follow one of China's most renowned bronze art masters, Zhu Bingren, to see how he's transforming history and shaping tomorrow with these alchemical touches. Today, in the second episode, Zhu has an epiphany through an accident. It changed the course of his artistic vision, and his bronze came to life.
Midsummer in Hangzhou when temperatures soar. But the heat doesn't stop Zhu Bingren from experimenting with molten copper. With help from his team, Zhu pours it onto straw and sawdust, then waits. He's eager to see what shape and texture it will take. Every attempt is different and unpredictable.
很多花很美啊，一层一层的体现出来。我们开始的时候也没有想到，通过让铜自由流畅，能够形成这种千姿百态的美的这种景。
In fact, Zhu's idea for the molten copper technique comes from an accident. A sudden fire in 2006 ruined one of his works, but also gave him the chance to think outside the box and push the limits.
在2006年5月25号这一天，我们这个团队呢正在常州，建造这个天宁宝塔。因为这个宝塔呢，在建造过程当中呢就起火了。 应该说，当时呢，就是这场火呢，也是比较惊人的，宝塔的最下面一层的屋檐全部烧毁。
When clearing up the site, Zhu was amazed to see the free-flowing molten copper has solidified and formed beads in all shapes and sizes.
不光在形状，不光在它这个表面的这种肌理，都非常美，就感觉到。 这是不是上天在给我们传授一种新的信息？铜它可以离开模具，它可以在自由流畅当中发挥它自己的自由的这个新的面貌和自己这种特性。
A watched flower never blooms, but an unintended willow grows. The most brilliant ideas often come from trivial events in life. The epiphany pushed Zhu into repeated experiments. Copper can remain liquid for long, so it's difficult to work with. After thousands of trials and errors, Zhu figured out the technique.
那么熔铜呢？它在这个领域里面叫，它是一个创造和颠簸，就是我们就丢掉了这个模具了，让铜在自由流畅当中就形成它自己，这种随心随意的这种形状。当然，我们通过艺术的控制那么就形成的就是不同的。 艺术表现里的这种融通的这种元素。
For the artist, the technique also marked the turning point of his art journey. His copper painting 确立, which shows a withered lotus standing firmly, is his first attempt with the technique. It's been collected at the National Museum of China, along with ancient bronze works.
因为我希望呢，就是我们把这个各种不同的艺术门类艺术表现力能够在这件作品里面能够充分体现出来。它的出现其实就意味着一个新的文化门类已经面世了。
Zhu said ancient wisdom inspired his innovation in bronzeware art. Every time he visits the National Museum of China, he always lingers in front of the bronzeware from thousands of years ago. Behind every relic, there is a history, and together they form the splendid Chinese civilization.
这个青铜器呢，它叫厚木屋顶，这个也是世界上就是非常著名的一个青铜大鼎，尤其是在铜的冶炼和铸造技艺上面的一个非常了不起的一个高峰。
Zhu's unique vision for bronze art is also attracting overseas attention. At the 2012 Shanghai Art Fair, his bronze sculpture inspired by ancient wisdom of Taoism made heads turn. Visitors were amazed to see a golden wheat field coated with copper. Zhu named the work after the most famous lines from the Taoism classic Tao Te Ching. The divine law may be spoken of, but it is not the common law.
朱先生呢，用道家的这样一个名言，用青铜来诠释它，用青铜来浇筑中华文化基因的一个创作。朱炳仁是第一个作者，而且是独树一帜。我没有听说过其他人，用稻子、用青铜来做艺术品。它不光是中国人的食物，它也是中国人的情感。而且这个道呢，刚好和哲学意义上的、中国文化意义上的道，它是相通的。
I just chose this field of rice plants, which is not a rice plant because it's copper. Then you have a strong idea about the symbol you're working with. What is the symbol? The symbol is the food. When the literally food, you transfer it into copper, then you have another kind of food, and it's a mental food. That's why I've chosen this field. I said I want to show it because I think it's that. And I think also certain movements in Western art which were similar in the 60s.
In 2018, at the invitation of the Dean of Royal Academy of Fine Arts Antwerp, Zhu embarked on a series of cultural exchange activities. He also hosted a solo exhibition in Berlin, showing Western audiences a new vitality of the ancient craft.
He made a lot of elements, and there were enormously much elements, so he asked me just to pick out and make a composition. So I made a composition starting from his elements he made, and this is, for me, this is the world, and the world has communities, and the communities, they have cultures.
Zhu hopes to show the world China's profound history and culture, as well as its all-encompassing nature. The idea was fully presented in his large-scale painting, All Rivers Run into the Sea, specially commissioned for the 2021 Boao Forum.
望京归海呢，其实是我自己创作一幅水墨画。这幅水墨画之后呢，就是感觉到它这个整个形态非常美，它就像千条江河啊归大海的这种气势蓬勃的这种形态。通过铜的表现，又带来一种新的艺术感觉啊。希望它是表现形式也是独一无二的，因为它这画是非常高、非常大，这个一个很大的一个房间，50-60平方一个地面上面把毯铺在那里。 我就坐会儿就把它上面去看整体效果。
Zhu is embracing different art forms, just like the sea accepts every river. For him, bronze represents the past glory of the Chinese civilization, but also modern-day China, with a history so rich and profound, but also bursting with innovations and full of potential. Shen Li, CGTN.